Good evening, hello and welcome to this very special broadcast. This is a special show on which we focus on a mega CNN News 18 exclusive. This exclusive and this story is about a scam that has gone unnoticed for far too long. It is indeed the taxpayers' money that has been used by people who were not authorized to use it, and much worse, this was given by the Minority Affairs Ministry for educational purposes to various minority institutions. There's also a response from Union Minister Smriti Irani on the floor of the House when she was asked about this. Let's cut across to this breaking development coming in, a mega CNN News 18 investigation into the funds that were allocated by the Minority Ministry. It reveals that these funds were not being used in the best possible manner. In fact, this is a scam that has gone on for decades. It was only in 2016 when the digitization of the records actually began that it came to the notice of the minister concerned and also of the department officials concerned. After that, there was an investigation that was launched. Multiple states registered different FIRs. In fact, there are certain arrests that have also been made in this entire matter. Now, going forward, what exactly is the scale of this scam? How many hundreds of crores rupees have been wasted or have been looted in the name of minority education by these thugs? My colleague Anand Narasimhan is getting us this exclusive information. Anand is with us on the broadcast. Anand, I want to understand from you, since when should we understand the timeline of this scam that has come to light? And what exactly is the quantum of money that we are looking at?
Well, this entire aspect of providing scholarship to minorities and students, be it from class 1 till PhD, this was the pre-matric and post-matric. This all started since the formation of the Minorities Ministry and Minority Commission, National Minority Commission. This was sometime around 2007-2008. And since then, till date, we are given to understand nearly 8 crore such scholarships have been disbursed or given. In the current year itself, the year 22-23, there are nearly 26 lakh verified approved applicants for the scholarship. How do they apply for this scholarship? They go apply it via the registered Minority Affairs Commission and or the National Scholarships Portal, where at the National Scholarships Portal, nearly about 86% of the applicants for scholarship are from minority groups. So what happened is, since about 2016, the process of digitization started, and with digitization, it's direct benefit that is transferred. So a student who applies, a minority student representing an institution with a minority quota recognized by the Madrasa board, has to have first the stamp or the approval of the minority officer in that institution. That minority officer is supposed to be approved and stamped by the district nodal officer or the minority nodal officer. So there is a process to which the applications will be first scrutinized. But what CNN News 18's investigation and sources within the Minorities Ministry confirmed to us here at CNN News 18 is that there has been a lot of waji-baji, and this red flag was raised soon after the current Minister of Minority Affairs, that is Smriti Irani ji, took charge. And if we remember correctly, we had put it out here at CNN News 18. It was a big splash that the scholarship of students from class 1 to 8, nearly 40 lakh such applicants, had been done away with. And it had been done away because education was free. So if education in all government institutions and government aided institutions was free, then what's the need for scholarships from classes 1 to 8? Now, one more aspect is that this scholarship, these scholarships which are given to minorities are fully given out by the center. Yeah. It is not given out by there is no 50-50 participation of state or any other entity in these scholarships. It's totally given out by the center. Till date, from 2007 till about 21-22, if you were to take this period, nearly 22,000 crore has already been disbursed. Annually, an average of about 2,300 crore is disbursed. The entire issue, the red flag or the eyebrows were raised within the ministry when these 40 lakh scholarships were scrapped. There was no furor, no uproar. Nobody raised their voice. Nobody asked a single question.
Right.
And then thereafter, perhaps we are given to understand the deep dive happened, and the deep dive unearthed some very startling details, Anusha.
Anand, about 40 lakh students, and you rightly pointed out that if these funds were stopped, it should have raised questions. There should have been people out there saying, look, our scholarship money is gone. And this is direct evidence that this money was not going for educational purposes. And I ask this question aloud, that who's to be blamed for this mess or for the scam? Because as you point out, it has gone on for far too long. It went unnoticed. Was there corruption at the local level, at the central level? Who should we ask the right questions to?
See, questions have to be asked across the board. Now, point is, from the government's point of view, the government will say our job is to disburse the money to the people who have been verified at the lower level, because the bureaucracy there, at the lower level bureaucracy, the nodal officer is amplifying these, and institutions. The institutions are verifying the students, and the students are presenting accounts which have gone through the KYC process that's mandated, and the banks have opened these accounts. We are only crediting the money into these accounts. But now what has been unearthed after, as per the reply of the Union Minister Smriti Irani in Parliament, where she said that the National Commission for Applied Economic Research, NCAER, had been commissioned to deep dive into this entire matter and then investigate the so-called irregularities as per her reply. And that's where what are these irregularities? Some very, very startling details have come, and you want to take our viewers through those numbers which show that the NCAER, overall in India, there are estimated to be about 180,000 plus institutions which are come under this entire minorities institutions or minority-backed institutions or institutions for minorities. The NCAER had been mandated to go and deep dive into 100 districts across 34 states and union territories. What they did is they deep dived into 1,572 institutions in 21 states plus the union territory of J&K, just to begin with. And the data that's unearthed is startling. Nearly 830 of these 1,572 institutions are farji, they're fraud, they're fake at various levels.
Anand, before I go to Professor Sangeet Ragi as well, who's joining us on the broadcast, one last question to you. I believe there have been certain FIRs and investigation. I believe some arrests have also happened in the state of Assam. What kind of investigations have been carried out, and what has come out of these investigations so far?
Well, those are two different issues. We must tell our viewers. There was a CBI case because there was a story done by the Indian Express in 2017, after which talked about some aji-baji and some kind of fraud scamstering which was happening about 4 or 5 states.
Okay.
So the CBI, the matter was referred to the CBI. Some of the states registered FIR, some arrests happened, but after that, the whole matter somewhere died down, because a lot of states came back, said everything is all right. This is a different matter altogether. We are given to understand, and we are awaiting a confirmation from the CBI, that sometime in early July, around the 10th or 12th of July, the ministry itself has moved the CBI and asked the CBI to wade into this massive fraud that is there. Because, Anusha, the 830 institutions out of 1572 which have come out fake by the NCAER, they have themselves drawn, only these 800 institutions have drawn 144 crores in fake scholarships in the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
So imagine the scale of corruption which is opening up in front of us, and also how organized this syndicate could be. The details are very, very startling, to the extent that there are places in our country where in one bank there are 66,000 scholarship accounts. So obviously there is a certain level of fraud that is happening. Absolutely. There are certain districts which have drawn 8 lakh scholarships in the last 5 years. How is that even possible? It does not happen. We've all come through the college system, and in our colleges and universities, scholarship was on merit. 5, 10, maybe if it's a big institution, it could be even about 50.
Absolutely.
But 500, 5,000 applicants from one particular institution, 8 lakh aspirants in 5 years from the same district. These are all huge red flags, along with mobile numbers. One mobile number connected to more than 2,000 accounts, one mobile number connected to more than 500 accounts, scholarship accounts. So the question is also that somebody sitting in some of these banks was opening up these accounts, doing KYC. And these accounts are all linked to one particular number. Somebody, somewhere, these nodal officers are all farji.
Absolutely.
They don't exist. In a lot of cases, the name of the institution exists, but there is no physical body.
Yeah.
Or in cases, the institution exists, the students don't exist. The students are all farji. So at various levels, there is a lot of fakery and fraud that's happened, and that's now only opening up. The skeletons are only tumbling out of the closet.
They're only tumbling out of the closet. And these institutions that you talk about, at the very least, 420 is the case that is made against them. And a CBI investigation is a must in a matter like this, keeping in mind that this nexus, as my colleague argued, has gone on for far too long. Anand, thank you so much for pointing the details of the story and breaking it down for our viewers.